ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा दोर्भिर्युक्ता चतुर्भिस्फटिकमणिमयीम् अक्षमालां ददाना हस्तेनैकेन पद्मं सितमपि च शुकं पुस्तकं चापरेण भासा कुन्देन्दुशङ्खस्फटिकमणिनिभा भासमाना समाना सा मे वाग्देवतेयं निवसतु वदने सर्वदा सुप्रसन्ना कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीकेर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिम् यः पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अतृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषम् गोष्पदीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम् अञ्जनागर्भसम्भूतं जानकीशोकनाशनं कपीशमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम् वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले हैमे महामण्डपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमये वीरासने सुस्थितम् अग्रे वाचयति प्रभञ्जनसुते तत्त्वं मुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामलम् नमोऽस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयमानिलेभ्यः नमोऽस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः. Okay, so let us start. So last time, if you remember, we were looking at Aranyakanda of Ramayana, wherein Rama has lost Sita now, and Lakshmana also has come in search of Rama, as told by Sita. Sita has been abducted by Ravana, and Rama was very, very angry on Lakshmana, saying that, why did you leave Sita all alone and come? Whatever it is, let anything be the situation, you have disobeyed me, and so on. So, in that sorrow, Rama he even scolds Lakshmana. With that, we had stopped. Those who have missed the previous classes, please refer to the recording. I think last time's recording I haven't sent. I will share both the recordings together for this week. Okay. So now next is Sarga 60 Aranyakandam, wherein now Rama is greatly worried on not seeing Sita at all. He doesn't know what to do. So then finally both of them, both Rama and Lakshmana, they set out in search of Sita. Here, if you see, Sarga 60 seems like Rama behaves like a madman. Why madman is he runs about in different directions. In every direction he runs out. He asks the trees, the creepers, the animals around, where is Ram? Where is my Sita? Where is my Sita? There were deers around. There were birds around. Even to those deer also he goes there. He asks them, where is Sita? Did you see her? To the birds he goes and asks, to everyone, because Sita used to like a lot of animals. That's how she was even attracted towards a golden deer. So like that, to everyone around, he goes and asks. He asks to the Digdevatas. Digdevatas are the deities who rule over all the different directions. So like this, like a madman, he wanders about here and there. He doesn't know what to do. He ends up asking everyone, but nobody responds. Where is Sita? Nobody knows about the whereabouts of Sita. Finally, he fears that maybe she has been eaten by demons, Rakshasas also, and he sits and laments for Sita. So, like a normal man, now Rama Avatara is Naravatara. So, in this avatar, Rama behaves like a man. So, just as a man, if he loses his wife, what will be his mental state? Similarly, Rama also behaves in this context. He cries about, and Lakshmana tries to console him and tells Rama that now there is no time for lamentation, crying, and so on. Let us actually put in efforts to find out Sita, where exactly she is, and so on. But even after searching in nearby directions also, they could not find Sita. So then finally they move about here and there. And Rama, at that time, it seems that whatever he spoke, like people could not understand. Lakshmana could not make out at all, it seems. That is, in that amount of sorrow, he slipped into depression. He was grieving a lot. He did not speak at all. He was totally silent. So, if you see the mental state of Rama, Naranyakanda and these Sarga 60 onwards, it has been described elaborately by Valmiki. You must read the original script. Now, we are just looking at the gist. If those interested, you can go through the original Sarga. For about 2 3 sargas, it is just the mental state of Rama. How was the state of Rama? And this very much, now why this has been mentioned so much in detail is to make all of us aware the importance of relationships and how a man reacts. For human beings, when you lose, it need not be only one's own partner, it can be anyone. But what is the mental state at that time? How people react in such situations? This has been elaborately described by Valmiki. So after searching in the nearby directions, Rama finally he feels that one more thing comes to his mind, that maybe Sita is hiding from him purposely. That is, maybe they're like playfully she's doing something. So for that reason also, Rama comes and tells Rama tells, imagining that Sita is nearby, he tells Sita, please come out, don't hide, enough of playing, and so on. So to that state he goes like a madman. He wanders about here and there. He does not know what he is doing. He asks the trees and animals around. He asks the different directions. He just goes into depression. He sits and cries. Then he feels that maybe Sita is purposely hiding from him. Purposely, she's maybe gone to some other place, hiding behind a tree and looking at Rama. Just she wants to trouble Rama, and so on. So, like this, different thoughts come to Rama's mind, and he feels very bad. At this time, he remembers what exactly will happen back. In fact, what will happen in Ayodhya now? What about Janaka and so on? So like this now, in fact, if you see, just to give you a side reference here, in the Uttarakanda, again when Sita goes to the forest, at that time Rama and Lakshmana, what they do is, in some instance, they go to the kingdom of Janaka, that is, they go to Mithila. At that time, Janaka's wife, that is Sita's mother, Sunayana, she doesn't even wish to see Rama. Why so? And she feels very bad. And why? Because she had slipped into depression hearing the news that my daughter Sita has again gone to the forest. First time, already Vanavasa of 14 years is over. Again, now Sita has gone to the forest. Sita's mother Sunayana, she feels very bad about this. And at this time, she gets very angry on Rama. She does not even wish to look at Rama. But still, Rama asks for forgiveness. He falls at her feet and so on. And he goes. So, like this, there are certain references. And he thinks about all this. Now, when Sita is lost, it's not that it is only the loss for Rama. There are many people. You have Janaka, you have Sita. Rama is answerable to many people. So all such thoughts come to his mind. What will happen when I return back to Ayodhya? Will I ever be able to return to Ayodhya? What will my mother think? What will Janaka think? What will the sisters of Sita think? And so on. So like this, he's lamenting about different things. Finally, ha mamarye kwayatasi, ha sadvi varavarnini, ha sakama toya devi, kai sa bhavishyati. So now Rama laments saying that, oh Sita, where have you gone? Kaikeyi wished that all of us should go to the forest and slowly everything, like we should never return back. In that context, if she told us, it is as if her wishes are getting fulfilled now. Where have you gone? You please come back. Nivirya iti loko mam nirdayashcheti vakshati kataratvam prakasham hi sitapanayane me. And he says that if by your abduction, that is by Sita's abduction, the entire world will know that I'm very coward. Why? So because I'm not able to save my own wife. I was not able to take care of her, and no karuna. I'm not strong enough to save my wife. I don't have any compassion, any feelings for her, and so on. So this also will be shown to the world. Saying in all such things, he breaks about. Nivritta vanavasascha janakam mithiladipam कुशलं परिपृच्छन्तं कथं शक्ष्ये निरीक्षितुम्. Again, the same thing that I told you. What will I tell Janaka? I'm answerable to him. He will inquire me. He will inquire about you. What will I tell him? अथवा न गमिष्यामि पुरीं भरतपालितां स्वर्गोऽपि सीतया हीनः शून्य एव मतो मम. Then he says, I will not go back to the city ruled by Bharata, that is to Ayodhya. Now, here you see, you can actually, you should be able to feel the grief of Rama. Because here he says, Purim Bharatapalitam. Why Valmiki has used these words is, they could have said, right, Purim Ayodhya. They didn't say that. That city which is ruled by Bharata. In his grief, Rama even, he did not even mention the name of the place where he was born, Ayodhya. He just says that city which is ruled by Bharata. So it's just like, I'll give you a simple example. When all of us also we get angry, it might be our own house, right? Or maybe our own parents, our own children, whatever it is. But still, what we do, maybe if you have some dispute with someone, you say, no, it is your house, you take care of your house, right? Or it might be our own mother, maybe, but maybe you had some argument or so with her. What do? With our siblings only, we say, you go and tell your mother that I'm not going to come, right? She is also your mother. But in that grief or in that anger, what we do is we don't directly address our mother as mother. We'll tell someone, no, you go and tell your mother. Actually, she might be your mother also. So like this, different things we do in grief or in anger, such things come about, right? Or I don't want to stay in your house, we say. It will be our house only, but still in that anger we tell such things. The same thing here has been told by Rama also. That's the reason why even the usage of words also that are being used by Valmiki, we have to note very carefully why certain words have been used. Directly here Ayodhya could have been mentioned. This is poetic genius to make the audience and let's not say audience, readers like us, to know the mental state of Rama at that minute. He could have directly said Ayodhya, but he didn't tell, to explain and tell us the grief which Rama was experiencing at that minute. So, this is poetic beauty, and we as readers also should be able to experience this properly. If you want to read, you can just keep reading plainly things. But we should keep ourselves in place of Rama. We should be able to know the mental state of Rama. For that reason, such words are used. Swargopi Sitaya Naha. Rama tells even Swarga, even going to heaven also will seem empty for me without you, O Sita. So therefore, you please come back. Where have you gone? Further, Rama's again lamentation continues. Then Rama thinks about various things which he had undergone in his life. So and then he thinks where Sita could have gone. Maybe she went to meet someone or so, or maybe she went to collect flowers. Maybe she saw some animal, a beautiful deer or so, and she got captivated. She got carried away somewhere. Or maybe some demon has come and abducted her. Or maybe she has gone to meet someone. So, like this, he starts thinking about different situations where Sita could have gone. But he never ever imagined that Ravana could have come and abducted her. Later, when he meets Jatayu, Jatayu tells at that time Rama could make out. So, it is like whenever something doesn't happen the way we want, we start imagining different situations, right? Now, in extreme cases, maybe now, say for example, a near one, a close one or so, has gone out somewhere and he's not even answering the call, right? Maybe after 5 to 10 minutes, a person might call back, but within that span of 5 10 minutes, so many thoughts come in our mind, right? And usually it will be all negative thoughts. This would have happened, that would have happened. We never imagine things in a good way. Okay, maybe he's doing something good, or maybe he got some good opportunity, he got busy in something positive. We never think that way. Always only negative things come. What would have happened? Maybe something unfortunate or so on, right? So the same, even in that small span of 5 to 10 minutes, also only those negative thoughts come to our mind. The same thing even Rama is experiencing. So today, as human beings, whatever we experience, Rama also did the same thing because Rama is Naravataraha. So he thinks about all the sorrows at that time. Just as we also, if one sorrow comes in, he say, no, my life is full of sorrows, my life is full of troubles and problems only. 10 years back also this thing happened, 5 years back this thing happened, today again this is happening, what will happen tomorrow, and so on. So we remember only sorrows always. So, but still, Lakshmana is there nearby. He tries to console him and tells Rama that let us put in efforts together, let us look out for Sita, let us search for her. We will be able to surely find her. And Rama at that time he says, Purvam maya nunamabhipsitani papani karmanya sakrit krittani tatraya madhya patito vipako dukkhena dukkham yadaham vishami. Rama says, as we sow, so shall we reap. Yatha karmam tatha phalam. He says, maybe I would have done some sinful deeds and the same has been seen now. Now for this, you have uh, there are references for this. Definitely, Vishnu had been cursed that you will surely be separated from your wife and so on. And also, if you see those who believe little a bit in Jyotisha Shastram, Rama had this Angaraka in his horoscope. So that showed that you will be separated from your partner many times. Now, we cannot consider these to be 100% true, but yes, Jyotisha Shastram also had predicted this, and that's the reason why Rama had to undergo or experience things one after another. Now, something about karma has been put in. So basically, you have um, yesterday, I don't know how many of you were actually there in the night. Purana class, Anuradha ji were there, right? I told you about Samanya Dharmam, Vishishta Dharmam, Yoga Dharma, and so on. What exactly is that? Samanya Dharma is general dharma, which all of us follow, which is same for everyone. Like human beings. Human beings, we have some dharma. Get up in the morning, you have to brush your teeth, you have to take your bath, we have to have food. We have food with our hands. Nobody eats with their legs, right? Until and unless maybe it is some extreme, like someone handicap or someone like that. Apart from that, we don't do that. You have to eat with your hand, that too mostly right hand. Then we have to take a bath every day. We have to brush our teeth. This is Samanya Dharma. Dharma or rules which are common for everyone. Vishishta Dharma. Vishishta Dharma, depending on the situation or depending on each one's responsibilities. All of us, we have our own different lives, different responsibilities, different roles to play. Vishishta Dharma. Yuga Dharma. Yuga Dharma is depending on the yugas, there are different dharmas that are classic, you can say defined. Say, for example, Satya Yuga had a different dharma, Treta Yuga, Kali Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and so on. That is, all the rules changed. Maybe in Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga also, you had the system of polygamy, polyandry, and so on. It is one person, one husband having many wives, one wife having many husbands, one man having many wives, one woman having many husbands. You have Draupadi, you have Dasharatha, and so on. So that is that Yuga Dharma. The same Dharma now, today you cannot compare the Kali Yuga also saying why only Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, it was like that. Why it is not so today? Today the situation has changed. We cannot, in those times, whenever one person used to have many partners, they used to able to take care, they used to able to afford so much. Today, having one partner also, we are not able to survive properly. So therefore, we cannot compare with things. Maybe no, 5,000 years back it happened. 5,000 years back, the situation is different. Forget about 5,000 years. 1 2 year things change in 1 2 years also. You take the best example, the pandemic, right? After the COVID pandemic, things have changed completely. Or maybe so many of us, so many unfortunate events took place, so many of them, they lost their near ones. At least we are lucky out of that. God's grace on all of us, at least we have survived, right? And few of us were still lucky enough that we did not even contract the virus and so on. So just one example. Like that, there are so many situations that come in which completely change human life. We cannot predict anything, so therefore we cannot compare and say that no, 5,000 years back people were doing this, I will also do the same thing. My grandfather did this, I will do the same thing. You cannot expect that, nor can you do that, because depending on the situation, depending on the time, it change. But this I'm talking about Yuga Dharma or Vishishta Dharma, whereas Dharma, that is a Samanya Dharma, will never ever change. No, 5,000 years back, it was dharma that you must always speak the truth. Today, the dharma has changed that you can speak lies. That is fine. It is not like that. Dharma is eternal. That's it. That's the reason why it is called Sanatana Dharma. But depending on the situation, sometimes now maybe as parents, now here maybe not all of you. All of you are like I gave the example even yesterday. Most of you here are parents, so your dharma is to take care of your children. The same dharma might not be applicable to me, because in my case that I have not undergone, I'm not in that phase yet, right? So for me this cannot be dharma now, maybe I have some other responsibilities. So this is Vishishta Dharma, depending on one person's role that is there. Similarly, even for karma also, you have three things: Sanchita Karma, Prarabdha Karma, Agami Karma. Sanchita Karma is that karma which we have accumulated from the previous births. Now we never know what karma we have done in our previous births, right? But maybe with the grace of God, at least little we could have done good things. That's the reason we got, all of us are blessed to get a very good satsangam. At least some part of the day, we do something good. Maybe you listen to the Ramayana, maybe you spend time with good people. It may not be again only bhakti or religion alone or spirituality. It can be at least maybe that time also I might while away talking to people, or maybe just being busy with my own personal life. At least for that little part of time, I do something good, I end up learning something good, and so on. So this is one thing of our accumulated Sanchita Karma. But at the same time, when sorrows or problems come in, that is also a part of our karma. You would have done something. That's the reason it comes in. Prarabdha Karma. Prarabdha Karma is that which you do once you are born. That is, you are doing something continuously. Next is from Sanchita Karma. Next it goes to Prarabdha Karma. Prarabdha Karma. So now you are experiencing whatever karma you did. We say, right, no, this is my karma. So that is whatever you have done. You are experiencing the fruits now. Based on that, you are doing some new karma now, right? And next is now, after this, Janma begins. Depending on the previous karma, you get a Prarabdham. Prarabdham is something starts, you get a birth accordingly. So if you get a birth in a good family also, that again is your good karma. So that is now Sanchita karma is there. Next is, based on that you have a Prarabdha karma. Based on that karma, you get another Janma, you get another body to again maybe work for the karma that you had previously. Based on that, you get some fruits that are there, and now you have to again continue. then whatever karma is there, whether good or bad, we have to exhaust. Now, in the case of all of us, we have surely done some evil karmas. That's the reason we have been given a birth. Otherwise, if we are doing everything good, then we have to build temples for ourselves. We will have another Vaikuntham. We'll be living in Vaikuntha along with Vishnu. Doesn't happen that we have all undergone rebirths, but at least maybe our sanchita karma, you can say it is reducing. That's the reason we have got a human birth, because there's so many 84 million births or whatever you say. Out of that, getting one human birth, it is so unique, right? You could have got a creature or an animal or so. What dharma can they do? What karma can they follow? Nothing they can do, right? An animal, it just has to run here and there, whatever it wants. It has to eat, it has to fill its stomach, that's it. What dharma will it do? It cannot do any dharma. So maybe in the case of all of us, with God's grace, little bit our karmas have, our evil karmas that are there, that has already gone. That's the reason why we have got this Manushya Dharma, Manushya Janma that is there. And even in that Manushya Dharma, Manushya Janma also, maybe few of us are blessed again with the grace of the Lord that we have got a good satsangam. We can give away, we can work for our karma to go away. That's the reason we are doing some good things. Even if you get a human birth, there is no need, right, that you end up your time doing good things. You can even while away the time, like most of us do. We might also be there in that category. Let's not just talk good about ourselves, but at least to some extent we are doing things good, so let us feel good for that. Then based on that, now we have got a prarabdha karma. Based on all that karma, we have got a human birth now. Now what you have to do is ensure that in this karma, at least now in the case of all of us, we have got a human body and a proper situation. In case of us, we are blessed to get a good satsangam. Now for this, I want to highlight something. Now this all Rama talks, that it is actually related to Ramayana. When he grieves for Sita, at that time he talks about his karma that he does. And at this time what he experiences is, one second. Yeah. What he experiences is, now if Rama himself, being an avatara of Lord Vishnu, if he has to undergo all this, what about us? We are just mere human beings. Now for this, Krishna Premianda, in one of his Upanyasams and his disciples, they will always say that, and all great leaders, not only him, will always say that you can get anything in life. Or maybe I think I just was listening to someone just yesterday or day before yesterday, I think Vishakha Hari, she was highlighting on this part. She said that you can get anything in life. You get money. If you want money, you yourself can put in efforts. You want, you can say wealth. You want to buy something for yourself. All that, it is all individual efforts, right? You want a good job, this that. You don't need someone else. Of course, we need the help of the society, but still, you can do this all by yourself. But finding a good company, living around with them, finding a guru who guides us properly, this is not in our hands at all. Even if you put in efforts also, it's very difficult to find a good company. Company is what people you find around, right? Whatever you have, they come in your life and they go. There are so many people who come in our life, so many people who go. Now till date, maybe there'll be thousands of people who come in our life and go. Hardly you remember, right? Maybe like a train journey also, you meet someone, you meet a passenger. Maybe for those few hours we try some conversation. We know never ever I'm going to see this person again, right? We just forget. We don't even remember faces of people. But there are a few people in our life who make such an influence. It can be people or situations, and they guide us. Maybe it can be in the form of a guru, an acharya, or so on. So there, Vishaka Hari, she highlights. She talks about Krishna Premianda. I think you had the Premika Jayanti that came in. So during that time, she tells that I was blessed to have his sangat that is there, his satsangam that is there. Because of that, today my life has changed and so on. So the point is, we can buy out anything, but you can never buy out satsangam. You can never buy out good company of people or good things to do. So that is very much needed to exhaust our karma. So then now, once a good situation is there, once you have the body and so, now you, based on that, we have different experiences to exhaust our karma. Now in the case of all of us, because at least little we are doing good, that means we have already exhausted a lot of our karma, only little is remaining. But still, we never know how our minds will change. Today, maybe you're spending time listening to the Ramayana. Tomorrow, the situation might not be the same. Even listening to the word Ramayana, oh, I don't want to listen to all this. I'll do something else. It can happen, so we never know. That's the reason why it is said that whenever you pray, if you have to ask for any blessing, only one blessing: satsangam. Satsangam, or good company, good thoughts always. Satsangam sadbuddhi cha prichantu. This is a very famous line that is Satsangam sadbuddhi. Only two blessings we have to ask. Satsangam, good company. Sadbuddhi, always good intellect, or buddhi should always be good. If these two things are there, we'll always do only good things in life. Buddhi, vinashakale, viparita buddhi. If it happens, like here in the case of Rama only, it will again lead to all bad actions, sorrows, and so on. Next, you get a good sanchita karma. The karma from the previous birth is passed on. Next, you get a janma, prarabdha karma. Based on the sanchita karma, you have a prarabdha. You get a birth now. And in this birth, what you do, that is agami karma. Agami meaning future. If I say agami shanivasare, meaning next Saturday, like that, agami karma is the next karma. Based on what you do in this janma, that will lead to the next karma that comes in. So therefore, we have to be very, very careful in what we do today. If you maybe hurt someone, and note one thing, that some people, now in the case of human beings, it is not so, but some people, in the case of some people, it will happen that you they will experience the fruits of their karma in the same janma. Like it, all of you might have your own experiences. Maybe if someone hurts you today, few of us, we are lucky enough to remember, the same thing maybe 10 years back I had also told someone, and today the same thing has happened to me. So now I actually understand how bad, or can say how it hurts when someone tells us something, and then we never do that, right? So such situations come in. Maybe we scold people also, or maybe we fight with people. At that time we don't realize, but if the same thing happens with us, we experience that. Or maybe a very simple example, maybe whatever our parents or grandparents told us as children, maybe at that time we didn't feel that much importance also, but later when we ourselves maybe get into that role, we realize that this is karma and this is phala that is there, because now you're actually experiencing the phala, actually going through that, so you know the how exactly the thing is. So this is agami karma. So we have three types of karma: sanchita karma, prarabdha karma, agami karma. So we have to be very, very careful in the current janma, because based on the karma that you do in, based on the actions that you do in your current janma, you will have your future janma, that is agami karma. And again, that agami karma gets accumulated in the sanchita karma. So this is a continuous cycle that goes about, so we have to be very, very careful. Yes. Satsangam sadbuddhihi cha prichantu. Prichatu meaning ask for that. Cha is and. Prichatam, you can say prichatam. Prichatam. That means we must always ask for that. Yes. Yeah. So now here just you have some formula that has been shown: karma, janma, and moksha. The same thing that is shown in the previous slide. So based on the karma, there is something which we exhaust. If we have to undergo some sorrowful situations or even good things, always remember, like there is something even in Swarga Loka also. If we do good things, we can go to Indra Loka and enjoy all the pleasures of Swarga. Once that is exhausted, you have to come back. The same thing happens even in the case of demigods also. That's the reason we must never ask for Indra Loka or Swarga Loka. It is always Vaikuntham or Kailasam. Shiva Lokam gachatu, Rudra Lokam gachatu. We say in our stotras, right? Why? Because if you go to Indraloka also, you will enjoy the pleasures of heaven. Maybe you will have the wish fulfilling tree, you will have the Kalpavriksha, you will have Apsaras dancing for you, you will have all kinds of entertainment. But that is for your good deeds. Once that is exhausted, again you have to come back to earth. So there is no means, right? Whereas once you go to Vaikuntham, it is always only moksha or good things that happen, or even to Kailas, whatever it is. So this is the cycle that is there. Again, now Rama continues his lamentation. Rajya pranasha swajaner viyogaha pitur vinasho janani viyogaha sarvani me lakshmana shoka vegam apurayanti pravichintitani. Like us, Rama is also lamenting. He says, what all loss have I experienced today, O Lakshmana? I have lost my kingdom. I have separated from my citizens, from my subjects. I've experienced the death of my father. I have been separated from my mother. And now finally Sita also has gone away. All such thoughts, they come to my mind and they're troubling me. And I feel that sorrow has got no bounds. Now you imagine yourself in this situation. Same thing again. This is in the case of Rama. In the case of Krishna, I think I had told you this earlier also, with Karna and Krishna. Did I tell you that? This class, did I tell you? Karna and Krishna. Karna, he tells Krishna. I told you, right? You have heard, right? Huh. So, okay, I'll just tell you in just now. Karna, I told you. Yeah, no, 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 that is different. Karna, that is in the this. I think I told you in the Vishnu Sahasranama, right? That is different. Uh, the thing is, Karna and Krishna. Karna in one point of time. Now, Karna is very shrewd, like we discussed in last time Vishnu Sahasranama class. Karna is very shrewd. That is, he directly goes and pinpoints to Krishna that your life is full of sorrows. Look at my life. Now, Karna, if you see again a very sad life, we have to also look from the thoughts of Karna. We have to place ourselves there. Karna was actually a Pandava, but still, Kunti Devi, she left him in the water, and then a person from the low community. Now, in those times, again, they were the low community. Let us not say it that way, but then it's like if he was a Pandava today, he would have not developed enmity against his own brothers. Secondly, he would have got a place in a kingdom, and he would not be a son of a charioteer, right? And of course, at some point of time, whatever it is, status always matters in life, right? Because all of us also, even now in the world today, maybe you work somewhere, nobody likes to be a junior always, right? You always have to go to maybe a manager level, or maybe you want to always progress. That's what is our aim in life. So maybe both of you work in the same company, but still we also try to progress up, right? So the same thing here also. Karna, he lost his status, that is there. He lost his own mother while he was born. And later, Kunti Devi also was so smart. Later, towards the end of the Yuddham, when the Yuddha was about to take place, when she felt that her son's life, the Panchapandava's life, was in danger, she wanted to save her lives. And at that time, very smartly, she goes and tells Karna that you cannot cause harm to your brothers because these Panchapandavas are your own brothers only. So Karna, he feels very bad. So Karna at that time promises her, saying that I will not kill any of your sons except one, that is Arjuna. And then he goes and wanted to learn from Dronacharya. Dronacharya also refuses him, saying that no, you're not a Kshatriya, I will not teach you, and so on. So, like this, there are a lot of things which Karna had experienced, and Karna tells all this to Krishna. He tells your Lord himself, everyone says about, so what is this? What did I do? And he tells why today people are pinpointing on me when I am supporting Duryodhana. Duryodhana was the one who was always there with me, who, even though I was not a Kshatriya, I was a person, I was a Sutaputraha, everyone was insulting me, including the Pandavas. At that time also, you did not raise your voice. He tells Krishna, the one who supported me was Duryodhana. Therefore, obviously, I will have a lot of respect towards him. So, therefore, and with this, he stops. Krishna at that time highlights that you are talking about only your sorrows. Like here, Rama is highlighting. Krishna talks about his sorrows. Then he tells, I have also undergone a lot of sorrows. Minute I was born, I was separated from my parents, Devaki and Vasudeva. I was born in a jail. The Lord Himself is being born in a jail. Just imagine. And then I was separated from my own parents. They had to live in sorrow. I had to also live in sorrow. To fill my stomach, though I was a Yadava, I had to graze out. I was Lord Himself, but still I went about grazing cattle also. I was also not a Kshatriya. I was born in a very, you can say, normal family, Vaishya community, that is Yadavas. Then later, what happened is the Upanayana Samskara, I was never sent to a Gurukula on time. Upanayana Samskara was also delayed. After killing Kamsa, then the Upanayana Samskara took place at the age of 15 or 16. Then again, right from the right before I was born only, my life was endangered. So many asuras came in to kill me. So no one's life is, you can say, very smooth. And towards the end also, even though the Kauravas were evil, still Gandhari, the mother of Kauravas, she cursed me, saying that you will die soon. And as she pronounced the curse, same way I'm going to die during that time, he says. And further, this was one thing that he told. He tells that everyone's life is like that. You are talking about your sorrows, I have my own set of sorrows. Like this, if you see, if you have to talk about sorrows, lifelong we'll be talking only about that. So don't just think about your situation, everyone's life is same. Secondly, he says, your point on Duryodhana supporting, that is fine. You have to support Duryodhana because he gave you a lot of respect. But he says that even though you have a lot of respect for Duryodhana, that is fine. But that doesn't mean that you be on the wrong path and you follow adharma. You know at the time that, so here Krishna also gives him examples. He tells that when Draupadi was insulted in the court, you were also laughing along with the Kauravas. You did not raise your voice then. Then he says, you know that what Pandavas, what they were asking, they just asked for 5 villages. That also Duryodhana is not able to give them. They did not even ask the entire kingdom. They did not want this war at all. They want everything to be peaceful. But if you don't give their own share also, obviously they'll have to fight for that. It's like, and look at the all the dangers which Duryodhana had sent. They went to the forest, he tried to burn them, or so many situations wherein Duryodhana caused a lot of trouble to the Pandavas. So now you don't talk about dharma, dharma, and so on. When you had to speak about dharma and adharma, at that time you were very silent. So here Krishna he highlights and he tells Karna that for your comfort you cannot talk about dharma. Like he says, what is this? This is my dharma. I should have supported Duryodhana, or the respect that I have for Duryodhana is good because he supported me. Is this dharma? Is this adharma? Karna questions Krishna. So Krishna says, dharma adharma questioning is not as per your convenience. Where was your dharma when Draupadi was insulted? Where was your dharma when Pandavas were not given their share? Now, when your life is in danger, you're talking about dharma, dharma. It is not like that. Dharma will always be there. Adharma also will always be there. You cannot decide that as per your convenience. This is a just conversation between Krishna and Karna that takes place. Karna, of course, he realizes then what he was speaking and so on. And now coming to the third point, then what should happen, dharma adharma, when we talk about now what Karna put, the point was also correct. Duryodhana had always supported him, so obviously he had to show respect, but not at the cause of supporting for bad things. Krishna at that time he advises, he suggests Karna that you go and tell Duryodhana that what you're doing is actually wrong. As a good friend or counselor, if you have so much of respect, you know that if Duryodhana is going to do this, will bring about his downfall, he's going to be killed. So why not go and tell him then that what you're doing is wrong, do only good things that you don't want to do. So then now you don't talk about dharma and adharma. So this is explanation. The point is why I told you this is the Lord also has to undergo everything. And here, like all of us, Karna also questions the same thing to the Lord. Why am I facing a lot of sorrows? At that time, Krishna also has his own set of sorrows. Rama here, he has his own set of sorrows. Gods themselves have experienced. And you know one thing which is there. Um, the lords, when they take an avatara like Vishnu, Rama avatara, Krishna avatara, it is decided, right? Now Rama knows that he has to kill Ravana. For that purpose he has taken an avatara. Krishna also, there was a lot of adharma, so he had to take up an avatara. So they know that all these dangers are going to come on me, I have to face all this. Now in the case of Rama, at least he gives up on that because naravatara, so he behaves like a human being, he forgets everything. Krishna, Rama Avatara. Krishna Avatara, Purna Avatara, so he remembers. He knows that he is God, but still he has to experience everything. At least in the case of us human beings, we are lucky enough. We don't know what is going to happen with our lives tomorrow, right? That's the reason we are peaceful today. If we know that tomorrow someone is going to come and attack us, someone is going to come and beat us, someone is going to come and rob us, we can never live in peace. So this was the same thing which Arjuna also questions questions Krishna in the Gita. He tells your life is so happy. In the Mahabharata, he tells you are the Lord, you are ruling over everything, and so on. At that time, Krishna says, don't look at others and compare your life at all. If I have to tell you my sorrows, the list goes on and on. And he tells that, in fact, human beings are quite lucky. They don't know about things. They don't remember about their past births. They don't remember, they don't know what will happen in future. So they are very happy, they are very lucky. Whereas in the case of me, I know what is going to happen, for what purpose I'm going to be born. So then life becomes very, very difficult. So coming back, so this is just how the point is, when we are complaining about the sorrows in our life and we are complaining about the problems in our life, we must never forget the problems faced by Rama, Krishna, or even Avatar Purushas who are there. Can be Yashoda, it can be Devaki, or so on. It is all because of Sanchita Karma, Prarabdha Karma, and Agami Karma. Oh, further, Sita Rama laments. Sarvam tu dukkham mama lakshmanedam shantam sharire vanametya shunyam Sita viyogat punarapyudirnam काष्ठैर्यवाग्निः सहसा प्रदीप्तः. He tells that all the sorrow that was there, separation from my relatives, death of my father, separation from my mother, kingdom loss, all this, when I came and lived with you and Sita in this Panchavati forest, slowly everything seemed to be calm, my mind started becoming fresh. Slowly, when I was coming out of all this, now this abduction of Sita has been taking place. It is as if my sorrow has all come back to me, and the Lord and the world just do not wish to see me happy at all. That's the reason continuously some or the other kind of sorrow is coming into my life. शोकं विमुञ्चार्य धृतिं भजस्व सोत्साहता चास्तु विमार्गणो स्याः उत्साहवन्तो हि नरा न लोके सीदन्ति कर्म स्वति दुष्करेषु. Lakshmana he consoles Rama by saying that you give up grief, be courageous, show a lot of enthusiasm so that we can find out Sita. And therefore, if you just sit and lament, nothing is going to happen. No solution is going to come out of this. Therefore, rise up, get up, let us do something, let us try to find out a solution. Now, finally, slowly now Lakshmana puts in a lot of efforts to help Rama come out of the situation. And both the brothers, they start looking out and they start searching for Sita. They go to river Godavari. Near Panchavati, the river Godavari flows. They roam about here and there. Now you must, all of you must, whenever possible, please make a trip to Nasik in Maharashtra. You have their places even till date. You have the Panchavati there. Anyone has gone to Nasik? You have gone. What about others? No. Okay. Maybe for people who are maybe in the south regions or so, it is you have gone, right? Yeah. So there you, yeah, you've gone, right? Huh. So for people maybe Mumbai, it is quite convenient. Yeah, correct. So for people in Maharashtra, it will be local. But in case next time, whenever you come, you make a trip to Maharashtra, Mumbai also, you can go to these places. Or even if you go to Pune side, from there also you can go. So there, the point is, even today you can see those five trees that are there. Panchavati. It is named there. One, two, three, four, five. Then you have different places like Sita Guha and so on. Wherein you go down where actually Sita used to live, where the abduction of Sita took place. All that now, maybe they have a temple that is there now, which has been built there. But still, you can go and experience all this. You have the Kund also, I think the Ram Kund or something they call on the banks of the river Godavari, where like in the Ganga also in Kashi, just as we do the Tarpana for our ancestors, similarly here Rama is believed to have done Tarpana for his uh, father here again and for his ancestors. That's the reason why people go and do a lot of Tarpana and so on. Then you have the famous Kumbha Mela also taking place here. So like there's a lot of importance to this place. So Rama and Lakshmana they go to this river, they find out Sita. Then group of deer was there. It's not deers, plural of deer is also deer only. So that's an error here. So a group of deer is being seen, and it seems that those deer, if you see, they point towards a southwesterly direction. Now, why southwestern? From Panchavati, if you see, it's not exactly south. Panchavati is like the west, right? Maharashtra is towards the west of Bharatadesha. South you have to go, but then why west? Because south, if you see, south of Maharashtra will be immediately Goa, right? Goa, it's not that way. The route is through Karnataka, through Tamil Nadu. That's how Ravana has taken. That's the reason why they point towards the southwesterly direction. So now you know why Ramana is very apt. Even the direction has been mentioned here. Southwesterly, it's not exactly south. You have to go a bit south, that is towards the side of Karnataka, then Tamil Nadu, and so on. That's how Ravana abducts Sita and goes about. So those deers they point in that direction, and Rama also travels, and there he finds arrows, chariot that has been broken because of the fight that takes place between Jatayu and Ravana. Just one second. Hold on. Yeah. So they move about in that direction, and there actually he could see the fight that took place by broken arrows, chariots. Sita's jewels were broken, little flowers, and so on. Flowers which she had a basket of flowers. She had flowers in her hair. So all that had been fallen there. So with that, Rama could make out that okay, this is the direction in which Sita has come in, and now he surely knows that someone has done something to Sita, that is some attack has been take place, some abduction has been taken place, and he gets very angry and tells her, I'm going to kill the person who has done this if he does not return back Sita to me. एवमुक्ता नरेन्द्रेण ते मृगा सहसोत्थिताः दक्षिणाभिमुखा सर्वे दर्शयन्तो नभस्थलम् मैथिलीर्यमाणा सा दिशं यामन्वपद्यत तेन मार्गेण धावन्तो निरीक्षन्ते नराधिपम्. What they do is suddenly when Rama came, when Rama was asking about all the animals, all the deer, the trees, and so on, suddenly all the deer they got up and they looked in the sky, the south direction. They just looked in the sky because that was the way in which Ravana had carried away Sita, and all of them they started running in that direction. एवं सारुषितो रामो दिदक्षन्निव चक्षुषा तदर्श भूमौ निष्क्रान्तं राक्षसस्य पदं महत् त्रस्ताया रामकाङ्क्षिण्याः प्रधावन्त्या इतस्ततः राक्षसेनानुवृत्ताय मैथिल्याश्च पदान्यथ. Rama got very angry. and he saw the large footprints of a demon of Ravana and also of Sita. And it clearly showed that she was abducted. She was trying to run away from the hold of Ravana, but she could not. So Rama got very angry and he got a surety that surely Sita has been abducted by Ravana. पश्य लक्ष्मणवैदेह्या कीर्णाः कनकबिन्दवः भूषणानां हि सौमित्रे माल्यानि विविधानि च. So little bits of gold ornaments also, broken pieces were there here and there. तप्तबिन्दुनिकाशैश्च चित्रैक्षतजबिन्दुभिः आवृतं पश्य सौमित्रे सर्वतो धरणीतलम्. Patches of blood were there. Now this blood has come because of the fight that took place between Ravana and Jatayu. Now Rama gets very angry. Mridam lokahite yuktam dantam karunavedinam nivirya iti manyante nunam mam tridasheshwaraha. Here Rama says that, now if you see, even when you listen to the word Rama, it seems to be very calm also. But here Rama tries to specify that always all the worlds, all the three worlds, people think that Rama is always a man who's always showing karuna, soft spoken, calm, and so on. But they also think that Rama is a very weak man. It is not at all so. If time comes in, I can also show my powers. So in that anger, when he was burning with anger, at that time Rama speaks all this. निमर्यादान्निमाल्लोकान् करिष्याम् यद्य सायकैः रतामृतां वा सौमित्रे न दास्यन्ति ममेश्वराः. He says that if the gods also do not give me Sita, or if whoever is abducted, if they do not return back to me, I will burn down the three worlds, he says. Now finally, Lakshmana again, he tries to cool down Rama, and he says that the fight that has taken place, that has not taken place between just two people, between a large army, it's just been between two people, because you can see just small drops of blood that is there and so on. So with that Lakshmana could make out, and the same thing he tells Rama. And Lakshmana, he tells Rama that, he tells, first you cool down, don't try to destroy the world now, let us actually find out what exactly has happened, and then we will take an action. So let's first start searching. एकस्य तु विमर्दोऽयं न द्वयोर्वदतां वर न हि वृत्तं हि पश्यामि बलस्य महतः पदम्. Lakshmana says, looking at the footprints, it doesn't say that it would have been a large army. It would have been just two people who were fighting. नैकस्य तु कृते लोकान् विनाशयितुमर्हसि युक्तदण्डा हिमदवः प्रशान्ता वसुधादिपाः. He says, for one person destroying the entire world, this is not wrong. This is not right. Because just as like a war-like situation, if you see, so many innocent people are also killed, right? So many innocent children, like a very recent example, you have the Israel war that's taking place. You have so many children that are being killed. Even if you look at such news also, it is so disturbing, right? So it is as if humanity doesn't exist at all. You have so many, whatever it is, any enmity that you have, but still killing small children or killing anyone in general, innocent people, that is so disturbing. And you feel as if they, like, even the people who are into all this, they will surely not be normal human beings at all. Rather, they're not fit to be human beings. If you don't feel anything in maybe killing someone else, even if now we get hurt also somewhere, it hurts so much, right? A small burn also. Just imagine, we don't know how people end up killing each other. But still, coming back, it's again, it is Sanchita Karma that is there. But this was the same situation which Lakshmana here tries to tell Rama, that we should not kill innocents for one person that is there. One individual has to be killed. If he has done something wrong, let us punish that person. So therefore, you are the Lord of all the three worlds. You should always be gentle, peaceful also. At the same time, you should punish only the person who has done something wrong. Further, he says, Shilena samna vilayena sitam nayena na prapyasi chelnarendra tatas samutsadaya hema punkhaihi mahendra vajrah prathimai sharaugaihi. He says that in case you fail to get Sita by maybe asking people or easily, then maybe you can think about the war or destroying the worlds and so on. Lakshmana, he tells, and he also talks about destiny, faith, and so on. And he tells that people know you for your extraordinary character, Maryada Purushottama. And now, if you yourself are losing about your Maryada, then the world will never remember you as Maryada Purushottama. So, all this Lakshmana tells Rama. Now this Lakshmana is advising, Yadi dukkhamidam praptam kakutstana sahishyase prakritaschalpasatvascha itarafka sahishyati. He says, if you yourself, the Lord of the three worlds, is not able to bear the sorrow that has come upon you, how will weak, or you can say normal people like us, normal human beings, be able to endure such suffering? Today also, when we see even in our life, if we have to look upon someone, we look upon people like Rama, right, as inspiration, role models, and so on. Like the examples I gave you, the amount of sorrow in the lives of Rama, Krishna, and so on. We look upon them. Even today, if we even know Ramayana has taken place thousands of years back. Today also, if we look upon Rama, if we have heard about the story of Rama, if we are hearing about a person called Rama, or now, especially 2 months now, there's a lot of things around Rama, right? After the Ayodhya temple that is going to be built and so on. So why so much efforts? People, maybe one person can believe, two people can believe. Beyond that, no one will believe on a, you can say, a random person, right? We will not do that. So surely, yeah. So we will not be that much. What you can say, lot of things Rama has done maybe for his character. Killing of Ravana is just one part, but the other things, the entire Ramayana story, if you see, it's not just the killing of Ravana, right? There are many other things which we get to learn from Rama, and surely, even till date, after so many years, also, if we know about a person called Rama, if we are worshipping him and so on, there's surely a lot of things which we get to learn. So Lakshmana highlights this. He tells that you should not just think about your current situation. You should also think about the future generations. In future, people are going to look upon you. So if you behave like this today, then it's of no use. That's the reason why Rama and Sita, both of them, they thought about people not only in the Treta Yuga, not only in the Dwapara Yuga, till the Kali Yuga, they thought about people. That's the reason they restrained to Ekapatni Vrata, Ekapati Vrata. He said that tomorrow people in the Kali Yuga might look upon me. And then there, if now, in those times, why it was very common to have many partners, right? But still, said that no, I want to stick to only one partner that I have. It can be my own Sita. Sita says it's my own Rama. That's it. Because people in the Kali Yuga might look upon me and they might consider Rama or Sita as inspirations to live a very good life, or you can say a very auspicious married life, and so on. That's the reason, if you see, all our gods, also original gods, Vishnu, Lakshmi, Shiva, Parvati, and so on, they marry only once. They don't have many wives or so, because a relationship has to be Parvati Parameshwara. Jagadav Pitarav Vande Parvati Parameshwara. Just as Kalidasa highlights in his Raghuvamsham. That is, so when we look upon them, we know, okay, like them, I have to be there. So that's the reason Lakshmana tells her, don't just think about your current situation. In future, tomorrow, many people will look upon you. This is again a life learning for all of us also. Many times we feel that nobody, whatever I do, it's just my own personal gain, but we never know, maybe 10 people might tell bad about us, but 10 people might also look upon us, we never know, right? So maybe, see how he is doing, maybe looking at us, there are, it's not that everyone comes and tells us, no, I'm very happy, I'm inspired by you, I have learned this from you, whatever you do, I am following that. We might not have anyone coming and telling this to us, but we never know how many people who maybe in some way, maybe one fine day you would have met them, you would have told them something, maybe you don't remember that today, but that would have influenced the opposite person. Same thing happens with all of us also, right? Maybe some way some random person told you something, but till date you remember. Or maybe we just look upon people, and looking at them, we feel that, oh, like this person I should be there, whatever he did I will do. Like, I'll give you, in today's times we have a lot of these influences, right? You have this term that is used, influencing. So be it through social media or whatever it is. Now I don't know how many are, maybe most of you are quite old, so quite, let me not say old, quite of you are quite elderly, so I don't know if you follow social media once. Do you do, all of you, social media, do you use, anyone? Yeah, so little. Why I'm asking is, we have something wherein we follow, right? We follow a few people. It can be social media platforms or anything, YouTube or whatever you all use. So looking at that, what happens is, they might be doing something. Like if I give you maybe some portals like Instagram also. Maybe not much of you might be familiar with that. The young generation is like that. So what they do is, maybe there will be one person randomly, or maybe those, a very simple example, cooking videos. Like in this COVID times, people did, right? Cooking. Some they will maybe cook a very small dish, that is their normal dish. Maybe we prepare at our own houses, it can be dal rice. But that same dal rice that we cook at home seems to be very ordinary for us. But when you look at the video how to prepare dal rice on YouTube, right? You put that, you look at that, you feel wow, look at the way she's preparing dal rice. It should be like this. This is influencing. Why it happens? Because the way the person takes the photographs, maybe the woman who has prepared that way she takes the photographs, or maybe because of the graphics, because of the sound, or maybe the way she, the actions that she does, or the way she speaks. Looking at that, even that simple dal rice also we feel wow, this is something which I have to also do, and it is not at all similar like the one which I make at home, right? So this is something which is influencing. Lakshmana also, I'm just giving you everyday example so that you can relate to this. Same thing Lakshmana also tells. He says that four people are going to look upon you. Now in the today's times, what happens is like this cooking videos or whatever it is, people by themselves they try to put in a lot of efforts, right? Like maybe it can be this dal rice example that I told you. She just tries to attract our minds by putting in very good photos or sound effects, graphics, and so on. But in the case of Rama, or for great people who are there, they don't have to put in so much of efforts also. Just by the way their own conduct speaks a lot of things. They don't have to do a lot of show off, right? Whereas you see the some category of people, some people, they will do like so-called politicians, right? They will try to show so much. Now we have the elections coming in. I promise this, I promise that. Actually what they do we never know, but they will speak, I am doing this, I'm doing that. So things wherein you have to actually speak and tell the world, that never happens. Just be silent but keep doing only the things. Looking at that, people are influenced. So rather than saying influenced, you can say inspired. So Lakshmana also tells the same thing here, and this is again a learning for all of us. That's the reason we must always do only good things that come in, because there are people who look upon you and learn things. So here Rama also tells the same thing. Lakshmana is explaining all this to Rama. Dukkito hi bhavan lokams tejasa yadi dhakshyate arta praja naravyagra kvanuyasyanti nirvritam. He says, if in your grief you burn down the world with your brilliance or so, then how will ordinary people, they will get relief? They will also be burnt. They will also have to suffer. So think about all this. Ya cheyam jagatam mata devi loka namaskrita asyascha chalana bhumehe drishyate satya samshrava. Lakshmana tells Rama that you must always stick to satyam, that is truth. Like you, Mother Earth also, she is also enduring a lot of things. She is also, now you see on Mother Earth, that's the reason why we chant this verse. Samudravasane Devi Parvatastana Mandale Vishnupatni Namastubhyam Padasparsham Kshamaswami. She's actually Mother Goddess, but still we have to stamp her with our feet, right? Without that, we cannot walk, we cannot sit, we cannot do anything. Then, what all we do on this earth, you dig the ground, maybe you build something big. That's the reason why even while walking also you see most of our elders also, the small children, you know how small children walk, all of us also would have done the same thing. We stamp and walk, right? We make a lot of sound and we try to walk. Most of you, maybe you can relate to your childhood. At that time, surely someone would have said, don't make noise and walk, don't stamp. It pains for Bhuma Devi. Someone would have told you like this. So the same thing is told here. Or maybe you make a lot of noise with your feet. Or some people, they will, you can say, jump. Uh, like as kids, we do all such things. So then at that time, we have our elders coming and telling, no, don't do this. It hurts Goddess Earth and so on. So the same thing here also it is being told that how much ever, what all we do on Mother Earth, but still she is unshakable. If the earth shakes, if she just lets go, earthquake, right? That's the reason we see a lot of earthquakes taking place in so many parts today. But still, at times, so the same comparison here, Lakshmana also gives the same example. He tells, you are also like Mother Earth. Nobody can shake you, but at times, like in earthquake like situations, the same thing has happened to you now. Little you are also shaken, but you have to come back to normalcy. So therefore, please come, you cool down, and so on. So Lakshmana advises in this way. Yo dharmau jagatam netrau yatra sarvam pratishtitam adityashchandra grahanam abhyuvedau mahabalau. He says Surya and Chandra, Surya Chandra Netra. That is, the sun and the moon are actually the two eyes of Lord Vishnu. And he says that they also rest on you only firmly. So how can you burn? And even they also have to suffer at times. That is what is their suffering? Eclipse situation. When you have Rahu coming and blocking them, Ketu coming and blocking their path, at that time the eclipse situation takes place. So even the sun and moon who are your eyes, they also, now here when they say eyes of the world, that means actually eyes of Lord Vishnu only. But they also have to suffer at times due to eclipse. So even when things around in nature also have to suffer, then what about us? Sufferings are a part of everyone's life. Doesn't mean that we change. Sun and the moon, they will not say, okay, once in a lifetime, you can say maybe once a year or so, some eclipse comes in. Doesn't mean that they don't rise every day, right? They do everything. Even on the day of eclipse also, they rise, they set. But for some time, you have the eclipse situation that takes place. So all these examples um, he Lakshmana gives in order to make Rama understand that this is faith, this is destiny. Everyone, things around in nature also have to undergo. One more simple example, if I have to give you, trees are full of leaves, right? But in the month now, especially in the winter season or so, January, February or so, the trees are barren. That is, not even a single leaf will be there. That is the faith of the tree. Tree doesn't look like a tree only. It will be only full of branches and maybe twigs here and there. But slowly again, a new lease of life comes in, new leaves grow and so on. This is the faith of the tree. This is destiny that is there, which everything in nature has to undergo, not only human beings. सुमहान्त्यपि भूतानि देवाश्च पुरुषर्षभ न दैवस्य प्रमुञ्चन्ति सर्वभूतानि देहिनः. Lakshmana says there is something called faith, which doesn't leave anyone. Even gods also have to undergo that. So many gods examples. Rama himself is undergoing. Krishna himself is undergoing. Hanuman underwent so much. When he went to go and eat the sun, he was hit by Indra's Vajrayudham. That's how he got the name also as Hanuman, one whose jaw is broken. Anvati, as we call in a few Indian languages, that is Hanu. Hanu is a chin part which is actually broken of Hanuman. That's the reason he has that mouth. The name is Hanuman. Today, that Hanuman name has become very famous. But Anjana Devi and Kesari did not name Lord Hanuman as Hanuman, right? No one will name their child as one with a broken jaw. Anjaneyaha was his name. In fact, anyone knows the born name of Hanuman? What did I Sundara, correct. Sundara, he looked very beautiful. That's the reason he was handsome. That's the reason why he was named as Sundara. So, like that, then he had Anjaneyaha, Hanuman, and so on. Son of Anjana Devi, Anjaneyaha. He also had to undergo so much. So, all the gods also have to undergo many things. So, what about human beings? Nobody can escape fate. नष्टायामपि वैदेह्यां हृतायामपि चानग शोचितुं नार्हसे वीर यथान्यः प्राकृतस्तथा. He says, even if Vaidehi, that is Sita, has been abducted or something unfortunate has happened to her, you don't have to grieve about that. You should not do this. You should try to find out some solution out of this. Sthita prajnaha. Where does the reference of Sthita prajna comes? In which text? Ah, chapter. It comes in a Gita. Which chapter? Anyone knows? Mhm. Vishwarupadarshana 11. Chapter 2. Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga is one of the biggest chapters, 72 verses, but it is divided into many parts. Initially, it is Arjuna Vishada, Arjuna continues, then Krishna's answers for whatever Arjuna said. Then that you have Sthita Prajnasya Ka Bhasha. Arjuna highlights. He asks, what is the language of Sthita Prajna? What do Sthita Prajnis do? What do they wear? How do they conduct themselves? Questions of Arjuna. Chapter number 2. Same thing here, Lakshmana also highlights. त्वद्विधान हि शोचन्ति सततं सत्यदर्शिनः सुमहत्स्वपि कृष्णेषु रामा निर्विण्णदर्शनाः. He says, Lakshmana tells that, O Rama, you always see the truth in everything. So even in difficulties also, why is your now vision blurred? Why can't you see the truth? And that is what happens is you have become blinded by sorrow. Come out of that, remove that blurriness that is there. Don't lose heart. Try to put in efforts. Adrashta guna doshanam adruhanam tu karmanam nantarena kriyam tesham phalamishtam pravartate. He says good results or good things do not come up from people who cannot distinguish between what is good and what is bad. This is the right discrimination power which human beings are blessed with. But at times we lose that, right? That is, whenever a situation comes in, we know what is good, what is bad, right? Someone tells us, okay, speaking truth is good, but you know that speaking lies is false. So you know what is good, what is bad in a situation, but still, many times we do wrong things. That is because we lack the right discrimination power. So he says, if you lack this, you cannot get good results at all, you will not know how to conduct yourself properly. So therefore, at times when sorrow comes in, we don't know how we are conducting. So therefore, don't be unstable at all. Have a very firm mind, know what you're doing, know how to react in a situation. Only then you will be able to survive. Now here, why all this? Now you might be wondering, does Rama doesn't know all this? Why do we need Lakshmana to come and tell him? This is why this thing has happened is Rama here is Naravataraha. Many times it happens that we always need someone to guide us. This is nothing but a guru. Guru Margam is very, very important. God is there, we are there, right? Everyone, now gurus are also human beings, also like us. But you need someone to whom it can be guru, it can be one's own counselor, it can be friend, it can be anyone. But then we at times we need someone who comes and tells us. It's not that we don't know things, but in that particular situation, now maybe like maybe a death of a near one, or maybe some kind of situation comes in wherein we lose, you can say a very low period in life or so. At that time what happens is we lose about everything, right? We stop believing in things. It can be any situation that happens in. But at that time there is someone who comes and consoles us. So with that counseling, what happens is with that consolation, it's not that the situation changes. Whatever was being bad also, it will not turn out to be good. But at least little we are peaceful and we get that, you can say, the courage, or you get that positive feeling that okay, I should be able to come out of this, I should try to put in efforts or so. Here Lakshmana is doing the same thing. So it's not that through this incident it's not being shown that Rama is shown less, or maybe to give a lot of credit to Lakshmana. It's not like that. At times it is just trying to show why Rama and Lakshmana they conducted themselves this way is to show to the world that we cannot be, human beings cannot be independent, or you can say no, I am the only one in the society. That's the reason man is called a social animal. You have to live in the society. We need people around, we need gurus around. In order to reach God, we need guru, right? Guru is very, very important, and acharya is important. Without guru, without an acharya, you can never reach God. Now you know God is there, you know everything is there, but no, I know yes, God is existing, I know this is there, that is there, but we need someone to come and tell us you do this so that you can reach there. That okay, there is something called Vishnu Sahasranama, you chant that, that is in praise of Vishnu. Yes, I know there is a God called Vishnu, I know there is a text called Vishnu Sahasranama, but till date I've never opened that text and done something. What is the use of knowing things then? Just giving you an example like that, there can be many things. So then maybe someone comes and tells you, no, this is the text of Vishnu Sahasranama, tomorrow onwards we will chant this. Then slowly maybe you come in, oh, okay, I knew what was Vishnu Sahasranama, I know who is Vishnu, but maybe I needed that one person who came in for something which came into my life and told me that okay, from today onwards you open the text and you chant this. From that day onwards I'm doing that. So this is the placement of guru that is there, or some counselor who comes into our life and tells us that things are there everywhere, but we need that push to someone, or it can be something also which tells us that you have to do this in so and so way. Same thing here, Lakshmana also is doing. Okay, so with this, Lakshmana's advice comes to an end. Next Sarga that is there, Sarga 67, Aranyakanda, Rama meets Jatayu. Now Rama and Lakshmana, slowly Rama gets up, he comes out of the situation. They meet Jatayu on the way, and they begin their search for Sita. They meet Jatayu, and Jatayu narrates everything, whatever happens. राज्यं भ्रष्टं वनेवासः सीता नष्टा हतो द्विजः. द्विजः, word for a bird, that is there. ईदृशीयं मम लक्ष्मीः निर्दहेदपि पावकम्. Now Jatayu, already as we had seen in the Ayodhya Kanda reference, Sita, Jatayu had promised that I will safeguard Sita in all situations, and he had kept that his promise. He had kept his promise here. So now Rama and Lakshmana knew who is this Jatayu, and when he saw that this bird also, that is this Jatayu also, Dvijaha, it is also being, his wings have been cut off by by Ravana, and it has also undergone a lot now. He feels very bad, and Rama says, this is one more sorrow which has come into my life. What should I do? And so on. Again he laments here. नास्त्य भाग्यतरो लोके मत्तोऽस्मिन् सचराचरे येनेयं महती प्राप्ता मया व्यसनवागुरा. So he says that here Rama, like all of us, he says, in this world full of all good and bad things, I am the only one who's falling into all kinds of difficulties and adversities, one after another. Jatayu finally he dies, And Rama, he tells, though Jatayu seems to be dying, anytime anything could have taken place, Rama tells Jatayu that you please tell me whatever has happened, some about the whereabouts of Sita and so on. Jatayu tells all the details slowly that this is how Ravana has abducted Sita. Then he falls dead on the ground. Rama does his final karma also in the Godavari river. येन याति मुहूर्तेन सीतामादाय रावणः विप्रणष्टं धनं क्षिप्रं तत्स्वामि प्रतिपद्यते विन्दो नाम मुहूर्तोऽयं स च काकुत्स्थनाबुधत्. Now here basically now Jatayu had studied a bit of Jyotisha Shastra. So he tells Rama that you don't have to worry. Already Ravana's death has been predicted because Ravana abducted Sita during a muhurta called a Vinda Muhurta. At that time, what happens is the effect is Sita, the lady, her husband will get back his lost wealth. That is, get in this context, Sita's husband Rama will get back his wealth in the form of Sita as well as the kingdom of Ayodhya both. So you don't have to worry about all this. But unfortunately or unluckily, Ravana did not know about this. This is the reason why whenever we do some things, we look at the auspicious muhurta. Okay, so some people will say that no, such things do not exist. But again, Shubhasya Shikram and so on we say. So for doing something good, we don't have to look at a muhurta also. But like say for example, no, I'm planning to maybe open the Ramana book and start reading. But I have to find out a very auspicious muhurta. I don't see any auspicious muhurta for next 3 4 days, so let me delay it. Next 3 4 days, you don't know whether you'll be alive also. So start that from this minute. For good things, it is fine. But for things like this, or maybe for auspicious things that are there, maybe a marriage in the family, maybe some puja that you have to take place. For that, this is the reason why we look at auspicious muhurtas. Or some people, you see, when the Rahu Kala or that time comes in, if you have to go out somewhere during that time, they will not do. Or if you don't have any option, you have to leave. Maybe then what you do is maybe before Rahu Kala for 5 minutes, for a minute or so, they will just go out and come. Right? Such things they do. So it is all again beliefs that are there, but we must not just call it as superstitions. We don't know behind the science. We don't know the science behind things. We have not studied Jyotisha Shastram well. In fact, one more reference for this. When Sita comes from Mithila, which is some people say it's in UP, some say it's in today's Nepal. From there, when she was coming to Ayodhya, at that time, what happens is it takes about 7 days. In those times, it used to say it takes 7 days. This reference comes when Bharata and Shatrughna come from, when Dasharatha, the invitation was being sent for Rama's marriage, and when all the Dasharatha along with Bharata and Shatrughna they come to Mithila, it is mentioned that it took about 7 days in those times to reach the place. So what happens is Vinda Muhurta. Vindaha is the name of the Muhurta when Sita was kidnapped. So the point is, so at that time, Sita sees some Shakuna. Shakuna meaning some signs. So what is Shakunam? This has come from the Shaku Pakshi. That's how Shakuntala was named. Shakuntala Dushyanta, the famous story from the Mahabharata, as well as the famous play of Kalidasa, Abhignana Shakuntalam. Shakuntala, how this name comes is from the Shaku Pakshis. Shaku Pakshis are actually known for people who, if those pakshis fly about here and there, you have some good sign that comes in. Or Shakunam is some kind of sign, omen, as we say, OMEN. So at that time, Sita felt some, you can say, she saw these Shaku birds around and she also experienced some omens or so. And at that time, she felt that my children should go grow in the forest. Their, you can say, their upbringing should take place in the forest or so. That's how it happened, the same way in the Uttarakhanda and so on. So like this, there are some references. So similarly, here Jatayu also, he had knowledge about this and he tells Rama that this has taken place, so now you don't have to worry because the muhurta was inauspicious. त्वत्प्रियां जानकीं हृत्वा रावणो राक्षसेश्वरः झषवद्बडिशं गृह्य क्षिप्रमेव विनश्यति. Ravana's loss or death is going to take place. He is going to perish very soon because he just carried away Janaki just like a fish is carried away from a fish hook. सर्वत्र खलु दृश्यन्ते साधवो धर्मचारिणः शूरा शरण्या सौमित्रे तिर्यज्ञो निगतेष्वपि. He says that hearing to all this, Rama makes a statement to Lakshmana. He says that Being righteous, being honest, this quality is found even in animals and birds like Jatayu, but unfortunately, human beings and the ruler of the three worlds. At that time, Ravana was ruling the three worlds. He had control over all the three worlds. He fails to know this, but even this bird, Jatayu, also knows about this. This is the same thing which we see even today, right? Animals at that time, especially those who maybe keep a lot of pets, or so you have love for pets. At that time, those dogs or cats, they have a lot of affection and love for us. The dog, if you see, maybe you leave it for a few days or go, it will still remember you, it will come back. Whereas human beings will be in the same house but still will not talk to each other, right? So there are many things which Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagate, meaning here is the animals also know what is right, what is wrong. They also can be very affectionate towards us. They can be honest, but human beings will not do that. He tells this to Rama, tells this to Lakshmana. सीताहरणजं दुःखं न मे सौम्य तथाविधं यथा विनाशे गृध्रस्य मत्कृते च परन्तप. He says that I feel more sad when Jatayu has died in front of me than Sita. Because Sita, at least she has been abducted, that is fine. But what was wrong with Jatayu? Ravana wanted to abduct Sita. Ravana wants some enmity towards me, so he abducted Sita. That is okay. But that is still okay, he says. But what did Jatayu do? Jatayu did not do any wrong to Ravana. Ravana also did not have any enmity with Jatayu. Still, he ended up losing his life. So I feel more bad. It's as if because of me, Jatayu has lost life today. Raja Dasharatha Shriman Yatha Mama Mahayashaha Pujaniyascha Manyascha Tathayam Patageshwaraha Patagaha Padaganam Ishwaraha Patagaha bird, another word. So two words now for bird you saw, Dvijaha Patagaha. So he says this bird, this lot of birds is like our own father Dasharatha for me. So therefore we must do the karma. Saumitre harakasthani nivarthas निर्मथिष्यामि पावकं गृध्रराजं दिधक्ष्यामि मत्कृते निधनं गतम्. He says, you please collect, fetch firewood also. Let us make fire, cremate this bird who has laid down his life for my sake, for saving my wife Sita. एवमुक्त्वा चितां दीप्ताम् आरोप्य पतगेश्वरं ददाह रामो धर्मात्मा स्वबन्धुमिव दुःखितः. He sadly cremated Jatayu and cried for the bird just as we would do for one's own relatives that are there. So here this shows that doing karma for one's own relatives is no doubt important, but for even others, like in this context Jatayu bird, also the shraddha karma should always be done. That should never be missed upon. So you see, through the Ramayana, through all the incidents that take place, it's not just the story of Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, Ravana abducts Sita, goes away, and so on. In each and every incident we get to learn something, why certain things are done. Now there was no need for Rama to do the karma for a bird, that too Jatayu, right? But still, he did that to show that there is a lot of significance that is there. Like one's own father, I must do all the karma that is there. This shows that people who say, no, I don't have a son, I don't have a daughter, you have the list of people who can do the karma for you. Garuda Purana highlights on this. It's that, so we cannot find any excuse saying that I don't have a son, I don't have a daughter, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have the resources, I don't have time. We cannot complain on that. There are a lot of options that are given. Not everyone is blessed with a son, not everyone is blessed with children, right? So that doesn't mean that we don't do that. But there are many other options that are given, and we must do all the karmas that have been told. Okay. Further, Sarga 69. Further, they move on as told by Jatayu. They proceed further. They head west, southwest, as I told you, and they meet a demoness also, Ayomukhi, in a deep cave as they move about in the forest. A very, you can say, a passing reference. That is a slight reference. They meet the demoness and they go about. Then they meet this Kabanda, a demon called Kabanda. Rama just tells something. Kalo Jagad Bhakshakaha. Kalaha, time or death, eats all the human beings, right? When death comes in, everything is gone, right? So, Nati Bharosti Kalasya Sarva Bhuteshu Lakshmana Shurascha Balavantascha Kratasta Sharanajire Kala Bipanna Sidanti Yatha Valukasetavaha. So after the death of Jatayu, Rama just tells Lakshmana that this is the power of time. Time comes, death is there, person is gone. There's no, nobody knows when death will come. That's the reason today we are good, we are in a good mindset. Whatever you want to do it today. We never know what will come tomorrow. After 10 years I'll do this, 20 years I'll do this. There's no guarantee whether you'll even breathe then, right? So the same thing here Rama tells that time doesn't wait for anyone. So be very, very cautious about this. Then what happens is Kabanda comes. Kabanda was an asura, basically a Gandharva, a demigod who was given a curse. That's when he had his law hands only, which were quite big, and his head with only one eye, a very, you can say, not very pleasant to look at. And finally he kills. So what happens is Lakshmana feels trapped. He tries to hold the two princes with his hands. Rama and Lakshmana, they cut off their hands and cut off his hands. And at that time Kabanda realizes that, oh, so some sage had told him that Rama and Lakshmana, two brothers, will come and they cut off your hands also. At that time you will get back your original form. So then he realizes that this is Rama, and then with that Kabanda, he gets back his original form. He tells Rama that you bury me properly, you do all my cremation, only then I will get back my form. Rama does that. And then Kabanda finally tells Rama, I'll offer you, I'll help you to find out Sita. And he tells about his story, that is, there is ugly form and so on. And he asks Rama, you cremate him and I will help you find Sita. Kabanda is cremated, and then at that time he talks to Rama. He tells Rama that he become a friend of Sugriva. He talks about the qualities of Sugriva, and then further he guides what you should do. You should go and meet Shabari and so on. He tells the importance of friendship. Importance of friendship has been highlighted in the Ramayana. Kabanda tells this to Rama. रामषड्युक्तयो लोके याभिः सर्वं विमृश्यते परिमृष्टो दशान्तेन दशाभागेन सेव्यते. Kabanda tells there are six things. What is that? Peace, war, you marched towards something. Marches, you wish to take some action, and to be neutral. You do this 50-50, tit for tat. Then alliance with the help of someone else, or you make peace. And last is you wage war. This is from Dhanurveda, these principles are taken up. Few of us, we had seen the Dhanurveda in detail, right? In the 10:30 session that is there. There you have all this. Sama, Bheda, and so on. So these are the different things that are there. So therefore, for all this, ultimately you have to rage a war, but then you need the help of someone to do all this. So therefore, people who are unlucky, they will only help the unfortunate. Why he said this? Because Sugriva is also in the same situation. He has also lost his wife. He is also like somewhat in the same place like Rama. So only two people who are in the same boat, they can know the sorrow of each other. Maybe now, if maybe I'm undergoing something, some sorrow or so, I share that with all of you. Maybe you cannot relate that much, but maybe there might be one or two people, you are also going through the same situation. So ah, yes, what she's saying is so true. I know the pain that is there through this, right? So this is only when we are in the same situation we are able to understand the feelings of the opposite person also. So here, that's the reason why Kabanda, he tells Rama that you make friendship with Sugriva, because he is also in the same situation like you, so he will be able to relate better, and he will offer his help. So it will be like a tit for tat that takes place. You help Sugriva, he will help you. तदवश्यं त्वया कार्यः ससुहृत् सुहृदां वर अकृत्वा हिनते सिद्धिम् अहं पश्यामि चिन्तयन्. He says, if you don't make friendship with Sugriva, there will be no success at all. So you please do that soon. श्रूयतां राम वक्ष्यामि सुग्रीवो नाम वानरः भ्रात्रा निरस्तः क्रुद्धेन वालिना शक्रसूनुना. He tells, listen, I will tell you, there is a monkey named Sugriva who has been banished from his kingdom by his brother Vali, who is the son of Indra. Sate sahayo mitram cha सीतायाः परिमार्गणे भविष्यति हिते राम मा च शोके मनः कृताः. He said that Sugriva will be a good friend. He will help you in finding Sita. भवितव्यं हि च यच्चापि न तच्छक्यमिहान्यता कर्तुमिक्ष्वाकुशार्दूल कालो हि दुरतिक्रमः. Kabanda also now. Kabanda knew that Rama is also in a very sorrowful state. So he advises Rama that you please come out of this sorrow. Whatever has happened is just out of fate. Now you cannot change. Whatever has happened once, we cannot change that now. But now, what you can do to maybe find out some solution, you focus on that now, and therefore you proceed further. You make friendship with Sugriva. सचतेनावमन्तव्यः सुग्रीवो वानराधिपः कृतज्ञः कामरूपी च सहायार्थी च वीर्यवान्. Now he tells that don't just think that Sugriva is a mere monkey. He should not be disrespected at all. He has a lot of gratitude. That is, if you help him, he will also help you back. So, and now if you see Hanuman, Sugriva, and so on, they were not just normal mere monkeys. They were like early man also. So they had human qualities as well as monkey qualities, like those Homo sapien categories that are there. So therefore, don't think that he is just a mere monkey. He is very strong. They can take any form at will. They have the six Shaktis, Ashta Siddhis that are there, Laghima, Garima, and so on. They have all that, all these monkeys, so they will help you. Shaktau Hyadya Yuvam Kartum Karyam Tasya Chikirshatam Kritartho va Krityam Tava Karishyati. He says that both of you, you are young, you are able to do all the work, you will be able to help Sugriva also. So whether whatever you do, you help him or you don't help him, he will surely help you. So this is assurance that Kabanda gives Rama. Further, Kabanda instructs, he tells Rama how to reach Sugriva's place. He also mentions the name of Shabri and Ashrama of Matanga. This let us look next time. Today we will stop here. We have seen till Sarga 72 Aranya.